Such a tedious journey for me as a young man, ready to change my life, but didn't really know where to go, what to do. The only thing I know is I was unhappy. And all kind of thoughts run through your mind when you are hurt and you don't see no way out in life itself. I can recall surviving suicidal thoughts and all kind of things at that time. But what was really going on when an individual is being troubled, when life looked like it's not turning out the way that you want it to? Was it God's intention to kill me? What his intention was for me to be where I am now? So a lot of times when you're dealing with people, they could be so full of their hopes and self till they can't see the obstacles that are in their life are there to get you to him. And then the second part of the problem is when you even come to him, you still want what you want. So as a young man who didn't know much about church, didn't know much about God, I remember praying in the midst of my troubles, my down settings, about to give up on life. I was praying, I said, Lord, I remember sitting on the front porch on 11th Street, and I was sitting out there and I was thinking about, be honest with you, I was scared to kill myself. So I ain't gonna act like I was finna do it. I was too scared. But the thought came. And I heard a voice say, you never gave me a chance. And I was looking around, I'm sitting on the porch. Misery was eating me up more than the problems, Now, I'm going to talk about stuff that people normally don't talk about. You could be sitting around and looking at other people. They be so happy, and they be talking, well, I can't be happy like that. So maybe none of y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all had life so wonderful. But I was so far down, you can look at happy couples, and you can look at people just happy in life. Then I used to ask myself, why I can't be happy? I don't really bother nobody. I ain't no bad person. Anybody know what I'm talking about? But look like trouble. It looked like life just wasn't working out. I'm going to help you to understand how to love God through hard times. When this whole thing was about getting you to him. It was never about destruction. It was never about you dying or you just giving up or you losing everything. It was never about that. It was about prioritizing life, because even people come to God, they still want to put this first. In God, first thing got to be first, and he gonna show it. It don't matter what you say with your mouth. God gonna show if you put him first, or do you have your family first, your job first, your money first, or whatever first. It don't matter what you say to us. That, you know what, I really love God and I don't understand why all these problems. No, it gonna be revealed, because all of us go through hard times. Some people just got God first. And some just want God to adjust to life the way they want it. It's like I'm going to Burger King where I can have it my way. And then you come to God, he said, I am the way. He said, if you love me, you ain't gonna be kissing on me and I'm gonna do everything. God is in tough love. It's tough love. Just like you, if you don't whoop your child, you don't love your child. I ain't talking about no, you ain't gonna finna whoop no 20-year-old, no how. So I'm talking about them babies as they grow up. You don't love that child. You send him. I don't want you to have to grow up like I did. My parents whooped me, and I never do that to my children. But the Bible says if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. So why would God say if you spare? Why? Because a whooping. What you doing looking at a 3-year-old child talking about come out in the name of Jesus? A belt could make it come out. Say straighten up. Where Madge at? Where Madge? Madge over there. How Madge? 3. Man, that's man. What you talking about? Look at it, bro. That laugh. Man, you gonna lay hands on man. Come out. You might see a spirit on it, but right now, a belt can remedy man. He said, go over there and sit down, boy. And instead you looking at man, talking about, come out in the name of Jesus. Man, it's just sit there. Okay. And keep going. But that belt will change his mind. So when God deal with people, he said, I only chastens the ones I love. Tell somebody God love you. That's why you in your situation. Because you don't supposed to be just average. You don't supposed to be just sitting around, just building your kingdom and just happy in your home with your family and everything going right. Right now, he trying to get your attention. Somebody ought to tell him thank you. Psalms 138, 7 and 8. Read.
Though I walk in the midst of trouble, that will revive me. Thou shalt stretch forth thine hand against the wrath of my enemies, and thy right hand shall save me. The Lord will perfect that which concerneth me. Thy mercy, O Lord, endureth forever. Forsake not the works of thy own hands.
He said, now, I know I'm a little trouble. I'm walking right in the midst of trouble, but the Lord gonna perfect that which concerneth me. Tell somebody God trying to fix it. What he trying to fix? I want everybody to love me. I want everybody to treat me right. No, he trying to fix you. To help you through this hard time. Y'all love the Lord? Tell him thank you. So now we're living in a season where it's death all around us. People just dying and sickness just going on. And God literally will actually take care of a set of people and protect them from all of this. And then you got a whole nother. God does not have no pleasure in this season. He's not enjoying this. But when a nation or a world have come to the place, well, I'm not going to worship you in spirit and in truth. I'm going to worship you the way I want to worship you, and I'll serve you the way I want to serve you. Then you create this atmosphere. And that's where we at. Y'all love the Lord? Somebody tell him thank you. So there's no pleasure. Ezekiel 33 and 11. Read.
Say unto them, as I live, saith the Lord God, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but that the wicked turn from his way and live. Turn ye from your evil ways, for why will ye die, O house of Israel?
He said, now, so don't think that it's pleasure because death is all around us. Tell somebody, God just trying to turn somebody around. And they refuse to change. They refuse. He said, I don't have no pleasure in the death of the wicked. He said, I just want them to turn from their ways. He said, I want them to turn to me. Jesus said, I am the way. He said, I want you to go my way. He said, I have no pleasure in this season. The devil don't mind. He come to steal, kill, and destroy. He said, well, I'll do it. I'll handle it for you. I'll just go out. But why are you still here and you got trouble in your life? Why haven't Corona hit you and killed you? Because God still got plans. Now, this thing ain't just America. This thing all over the world. And then we want to act like we ain't never, we done read this in Genesis 6 when the flood came. And then right before the appearing of Christ, it's going to be havoc. Why? Because the prophecy of Jesus Christ has to come to pass. So that means the beast, the Antichrist, gonna have his time. So everything you see taking place now is leading up to that. The devil gonna have his time. He gonna have 7 years on this earth to do what he wanna do. And what his mission is? Steal, kill, and destroy. Do y'all love the Lord? Tell the Lord thank you. I want to be saved. Ecclesiastes 9th chapter and the 4th verse read.
For to him that is joined to all the living there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion.
See, but when you still think you the Lion King, you think, I'm the boss of Pentecost. I'm supposed to be successful. But let me tell you something. When I came to God, yeah, I was wounded. I was hurting. I was failing in life. But life went down as I went up in God. Looked like life was not cooperating. It was not, even after I got saved, it looked like things didn't just boom, just happened. The only thing I had was something on the inside. I had peace, I had love, I had joy, but it was still chaos. But I didn't have the God in me, the joy, the peace, and the love while chaos was going on. You got people walking with God, and since they don't have the proper relationship with God, they still got to deal with the chaos, but they don't have nothing to go to. Because it said, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. You got a lot of folk in church don't have the real thing. Because he's a loving God in a dark season. He can keep you in peace in the midst of your trouble. But folk have in their mind, I ain't gonna serve you except you change this. You gonna give me this, you gonna give me this, you gonna do that, you gonna make him love me, you gonna do this, you gonna make her love me, you gonna do this, or I ain't serving you. Well, you don't get what you want. Because first you gonna fall in love with him. And you might be separated from them. And understand right now is you and him. And in your relationship with him, then he start giving stuff to you. Then he'll get himself back to you. Then get it back. Long as you keep him number one. That's why you don't see me around here fussing with people and be around here trying to make nobody go no church. You don't see me doing nothing. It's harder to stay away from God than it is walking with God. I don't care what these colored people say. It's hard to walk away from God. It's hard not to live with him. I already experienced that. So don't tell me I don't understand. I already experienced trying to live without God. That's what made me come to God. I ain't going back to that. Do y'all love the Lord? Tell him thank you. Tell somebody God just trying to get your attention. That's what when I asked Kantanaka, Tiana, I'm known to mess up your name, and I'm going to mess that up. Tiana? Okay. Now, why I can say that? Sheila talked to you years ago, and Mama talked to you now. So that means the whole time, God trying to get your attention. And then you just waited a little while longer. And you ain't told me nothing, and life got worse. That's the same thing happened to me. I'm out there in sin, and people say, somebody might walk up to you and say, you don't belong out here. You different. I said, yeah, well, give me a different drink then. And then some of them, you might run across some of them old mothers and say, all right, preacher. So, who you calling a preacher? You'll see, baby. You don't belong here, baby. I heard all of that stuff. I was called things in God before I became it. My whole life of growing up, people was speaking stuff to me, and I didn't see it. I went the opposite direction. I went the wrong direction, and life got worse and worse and worse. So let's understand this process. Proverbs 3:4-12 read.
So shall thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord.
Okay, now understand that this is the summary of life. Somewhere down the road, life's supposed to come to the conclusion. You're going to find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. So if something missing, then that creates an unbalanced life. What? You don't have favor with either with him or them. And sometime in order to get the favor with him, you got to take the favor away from them. In order to get the favor with them, you got to get the favor with him. Then you can have the favor with them. Do y'all hear me? Read.
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil.
Now this 7th verse is what's going on even in the world and in the church. Be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. When a person think they right in their own eyes. I don't understand why I got to go through this. I don't understand why y'all treat me this way. I don't understand why, I don't have to take this. Well, don't take it. Just stay in your state. Sister Jackie, you had a vision or a dream. And she had the vision, I had the dream. She had the vision of the beating and crucifixion of Christ. I was in Mississippi in the house by myself. Well, I was in the room by myself. And I fell asleep. And he took me in this sleep and took me in a dream. And I was a man. It was like I was a man in love with a woman. And she was my wife. And in this dream, she was a no good wife. And then this hurt, it was a hurt that was so, and then he let me wake up and the hurt was still on me. I said, oh my goodness. I started crying. I'm waking up crying because this thing, any of y'all ever been brokenhearted? I'm talking about bigger than that. I'm talking about, so you understand the feeling of brokenhearted. I'm talking about worse than that. And it was just there. I said, Lord, I can't take this. I can't take this. He said, I just want you to know how I feel. How I love them so. And they whoring after other gods. They don't want me. He said, I love them so. But they don't want me. And then you don't understand that God can be hurt. He's God, so we can just treat him any kind of way. No, he got feelings too. He hurting. So when you see all this death going on, God hurting. God is hurting. He in love. God ain't saving nobody to be no girlfriend. He's saving the bride. The bride of Christ is the church. It's a marriage finna take place. Ain't no court. We supposed to be courting right now. Tell somebody I'm courting right now. You can't have Billy Boy and Susie Girl in the middle of the courtship. This ain't no threesome. You're dealing with the Trinity, the fleshly Trinity. Right now, you and him. Just in case you don't get the attention, a little thing's been disrupted in your life to get you to look to him. God is the only one that can go inside of a human being and change the condition, whether physically, mentally, spiritually. He is the only one that can actually go inside of you. And if your heart broken, he can mend the broken heart. If it's physical pain or mental issues, God is the only one that can come in there and just change it. And that's the state of a person. You know, that Jesus said, I'm not coming to ones that feel like they're all right. I'm coming to people who need a physician. I'm not talking about people who sick of corona. I'm talking about people who sick in sin. They need a physician. What you see as corona is just a result. It's just like mucus coming in your body. Mucus in your body, mucus in somebody else's body, they got allergies and they can just blow it out. Mucus in somebody else's body is cancer. Mucus in somebody else's body is lupus. But it's all the same source. It's just mucus that need to come out. So sin can produce something. And it don't always have to be the same thing. So the big thing is now is corona. That's just a virus that's dropping and coming into a house that it can stay in. I say stuff like, you can't live here. You can't live. This is the temple of the Holy Ghost. You cannot live here. If you do come, you will be evicted. Talking about corona. Delta variant, Lambda, whatever level you want to go to. Lambda 2, COVID-27, you can't live here. Because I'm drinking that living water. Y'all love the Lord. Tell the Lord thank you. Tell somebody, you better take a drink. You better take a drink of that living water. It said, don't be wise in thy own eyes. Proverbs 3:8.
It shall be health to thy navel.
Now I want you to understand, because it's God's will that you prosper and be in good health. So you can sit here and just look at all this stuff going on and don't connect it to health. To most of the people who really get this thing really hit them bad, their bodies is used to foreign objects in it. You know, their body then got used to something that it don't supposed to receive. You know, I was so, man, when I talked with, now, in the beginning, I was following Dr. Seeley. Then I started reading my Bible, and when I started reading my Bible, I saw how far you can go. You can go far away from the Bible, trying to be a Sabian. So what I did, through prayer, I started, like Jesus ate fish. So I said, well now, how can I just eliminate fish when Jesus cooked the fish and served the fish? So I can't do that. Then I thought about the fattest calf. And then the understanding that I got was we're not talking about the same fish as Jesus had. We're not talking about the same cow as the prodigal son was eating. So it was different. So the stuff today is contaminated. So now is my job is to understand, to allow my body to tell me some things. Your body can tell you things, just like in the natural realm. A no good person, eventually you gonna know they're gonna hurt you. You ain't got to say nothing. I don't care how much you in love. If they ain't no good, they gonna hurt you. And you can feel it before it really happens. You can see, no, something happened. You know, this ain't gonna last. And then you can just ignore that, ignore that, ignore that. You can see all the signs that something ain't right. You just, but I'm in love. I'm just in love. And you just don't care. Y'all love the Lord? So it shall be health to thy navel. Read.
And marrow to thy bones.
So now, what we're dealing with, the favor of God and man, trusting God, leaning not to your own understanding, acknowledging him, then he gonna direct your path. Don't be wise in your own eyes. Get away from the evil that he tell you to get away from. Now, the summary of it is he said it's gonna be health. Why? Because we're dealing with the natural and the spiritual. He said it's gonna be health. So y'all gonna ignore all this. Okay, Bishop, you already said it ain't no doctrine, about the way you eat. So I ain't worried about it. But it ain't healthy. Thank you, Michael. Yeah. I done turned into a mad scientist. I walked in the room, Elder Gould in there with congestive heart failure. And I walked I'm in the hospital. They wouldn't let Bishop McCloud come in. They let his father-in-law come in. So I came in as the father-in-law. I walked in the room. I said, ma'am, he retaining water. I said, look at him. I said, look at his leg swole up. Look at that. She said, yes, sir. I said, you give him Lasix? She said, yes, sir. She said, with 3, but I'm finna go to 4. I said, well, it ain't working. I said, what you doing ain't working. Yes, we finna do some more procedures. Then she left out all nervous, and then here come another doctor in there, here come another doctor, ending up 4 or 5 of them in there, and I'm sitting there watching. They said, no, well, this is a new machine, and so it ain't working. And I had to wait till all of them left, and then I put the anointed Elder Gould to the head and whispered to him. I said, as of this moment right now, your healing begins. Because these doctors and nurses know what they doing ain't working. It ain't working. So how you think I'm going to sit here? I'm not going back to the natural. You get benefits walking with God. What shall I render to the Lord after all of these benefits that he gave? He can put peace in you. He can put love in you. But can you do that to yourself? No. You can treat everybody right and you still could be hurt. You ain't even doing no wrong and look like you just been dogged and hurt and failing all in life. Look like you're just trying to make life make sense, and it ain't making no sense. Only God can give you. I got reasoning in my life now. I don't have cooperation with everybody, but I got a reason to breathe. I got a reason beyond people, places, and things to be happy. It's all in God. Just in case this don't work, that don't work, you don't work, I still got me something. And when you don't put all your hope in them people, places, and things, and they disappoint you, I'm just going to tell y'all the truth. You done gave all of you to the wrong thing, and they done disappointed you. And now look like life don't make no sense. I'm so tired of being. Not only are you miserable, you ain't even healthy. You're sick in sin and sick in health. And you still want some church's chicken. Lord help us, Jesus. I had to be delivered from churches. Check it. That thing was addictive. It looked like the greasier the better. Yeah. The only thing, you just can't deal with no cold church's chicken. It's just a whole nother chicken. If it get cold, it tastes like it's from the graveyard. You know. But hot and greasy, I was addicted. I'd be up there in Mississippi or Brandage, Alabama. Ain't no church's chicken there. Then I go to Jones's for churches. Then you got to ride all the way down to Ozark to get some. Robin stopped there on the way in. And I said, she walked in the church. I said, where'd you get that from? You know, I knew she had been to Ozark. You know, y'all love the Lord? It's a life that God want to give you, but it alienates you from your common, your normal life, and it takes you to a heavenly place in a relationship with Him, and then you can find peace even in the midst of trouble. So now, let's connect all the things, the dots together. Proverbs 3:9.
Honor the Lord with thy substance, and with the first fruits of all thy increase. So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall burst out with new wine.
Bad preachers have made it hard for preachers that are real to talk about honoring the Lord with that substance, that's your money. So filthy lucre has made it hard for preachers to talk about money. But you honor God with it. And today, you got people who are saved and they look to take from the church, to use the church. They don't see that honoring God is what you've given to the church. So therefore, I'm not on this subject long, because we're dealing with a generation now who have been so corrupt with money to the only thing they think that when they get their money, they make sure that they spend it on themselves. So therefore, you don't have the privy to get the money, the inheritance that He has for you. Because God can give you more money than you can work for. Y'all don't hear me. I'm a living witness. You know, when I worked 20 years on a job, and I was making money way back there in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s. Good money. Like I'm in the college and so forth. And he said, come off that job. And I said, Lord, you know, you blessed me with the job. You know, to come off that job. You're a king. You're a king in my kingdom. I was pastoring the church and had about 17 members down in Sebring, Florida. I said, well, how I'm gonna survive off, you know? He said, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna take care of you. But all my saved life, I was honoring the Lord with my substance. I was giving. Because I came from the streets and the drugs, and so I was used to chipping in, and whatever I couldn't afford, we came together and got it. So I said, you think I'm going to come to God and be stingy with Him? All He wants is 10% and an offering, you know. And then when I remember getting my check and smoking up the whole thing. How much percent did the devil get? 100. And sometime 110. You start spending money you ain't even got. So give me some credit. Now you're in next week's money. Then somebody want to kill you. Y'all love the Lord? Be quiet, Ben. Be quiet, Clifford. Y'all love the Lord? Clippers say might be. No, they will. They were saved by the jail, not the bail. Jail saved them. Y'all love the Lord? Tell the Lord thank you. Don't despise. Please understand where you're at right now. I know it's hurting. I know it's not agreeable with you. But understand where you're at. Proverbs 3:11 and 12.
My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as the father the son in whom he delighteth.
He's just trying to get you at a certain place, because he know that you could be destroyed in that place, and he don't want you destroyed in that place. He's trying to get you in a place with him that all the hurt, you have some place to take it. All the pain, you have some place to take it. And a just man can be cast down or fall, but he can get back up. And you can be at a place, the next fall don't mean you're going to get back up. This thing that you're dealing with right now don't mean that you're going to survive it. So what he'll do, okay, it's time to come on in. That's why Lithia here. I said, right. You know what I'm talking about. That's why Tiana here. It's time. I sent my child some years ago, planted the seed. I sent the mama years after, watered the seed. Now God want to get an increase. And you all in life, you know, you did your thing, live your life, in some kind of way God let you run into one of us. You encountered us, and then you find that it's life-changing if you don't be stuck in yourself. You know, I gave Ray some instructions, and he did it today, and he said, you know, you can experience the Holy Ghost, and then you can experience fire, because he going through something. And we was talking about it, and I told him, I said, this is what you do now. You get down there in prayer, and then you get before God, and I'm gonna have some people to push you. And boy, the fire lit. When that fire come, it's gonna consume what's in. And when you consume what's in, now you got to deal with the fiery dots that's gonna come from out. It don't mean that, you know, this didn't change over here, this didn't change. Tell somebody God doing something for you. But hold up, let me change that. God trying to do something for you. He's trying to do something for you. But you think doing something for you is, okay, stop bothering with me. Quit, leave me alone. Why is this still going on? I'm in the church. Why life still like this? No, now I'm been sealed. It's a seal, a ziplock that God put me in. So even though it's still being a hit over here, it ain't going right over here. It look like some of y'all get on my nerves, you know. So I got a seal. God done seal me. Even though the fiery dots come, they can't penetrate. So I just sit there and look at you. You know, you can throw the dots, and I just sit there and look at you. And let's look at a man who loved God, lived for God, lost all his children, died, lost all his money, his stock, his health deteriorated, and how he responded. Job 13, 15, and 16.
Though he slay me, yet will I trust in him. but I will maintain my own ways before him. He also shall be my salvation, for an hypocrite shall not come before him.
So now we're looking at how. Now go to Job 19. It's in your lesson. Now you're looking at the difference in some people, even though there's trouble. Now, Job is saying this, and nothing has changed. Matter of fact, his wife coming to tell him, why don't you curse your God and die? And now, remember, this wife just lost all her children, so she mad. Her children died. And her husband talking about God. So Job's wife said, why don't you curse your God and die? That's what you need to do. You got us living for him. We serving God. We doing all of that. Look at all our children. I think he had 10 children. All the children dead. And look at your health. You sick. All the stock, I think he had 7,000 sheep, 7,000 oxen. And then he said, you done lost all your stock. We ain't got nothing. Listen to his conversation. Job 19:25 through 27. Read.
For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see God, whom I shall see for myself, and my eyes shall behold, and not another, though my reins be consumed within me. So
now it's a life that you live. Now I'm just picking out people in the Bible and showing you the situation that they're in and how they responded in their trouble. Now we're talking about another man of God who don't want to live for God. So a lot of times we have to deal with people who God wants, but they don't want him. And we do all kind of things to try to help them see how good God is, but they don't want him because they want what they want, and they know they can't have God and that. I can't have God and still smoke dope. I can't have God and be sucking on a cigarette. But you see it all kind of way. Have God and have a little sex. So they don't want that life. They want God, but they don't want his stipulations. Have God and do my little thing and then come on back to God. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. So once they say, well, they realize, see, the seed fell on different grounds, and some grounds it is the same opportunity to come to everybody. It come. If our gospel be hid, it's hid to them that are lost, who the God of this world had blinded their minds. So that person ain't meant to be saved if the gospel is hid from them. Do y'all love the Lord? But I ain't talking to you because you here. So he didn't hide it from you. But you still got a decision to make whether I'm going to live for him, because what comes along with it is keeping his commandments. Are y'all listening to me? So God can fulfill your joy, bless your life, make you happy. You just can't do what you want to do. You can't live the way you want to live. And you got many people, they want God, but they still want to live. It don't work that way. Go to the false prophet church. You can sleep around, you can smoke some dope, and you can go to church as long as you pay a little dues. Not up in here. I want to be saved for real. If I wanted to play, I would have stayed out there in that world. If I wanted to sleep around, I'd have stayed out there in that world. I didn't come to God to play in no church. So y'all listening to me. God is Real. He real. Sickness sickness can come and he'll take care. Corona all around. Ain't not one of us died. How you going to have 220 churches? People all over everywhere, all everywhere. Ain't not one died. Why? Because my hope is in God. He is my shot. He is my mask. I'm drinking that living water. You'll never run dry. He said, if you drink this in water, you'll have everlasting life. Lord, I want to tell you, thank you. And here go a man. Here go a man. You know, there's certain things you can't say because the society can't have it. You know, for a long period of time in the Bible, them were all black people. You know, Esau was the red one. That came along later. And they were Nigers and Hebrews. So here go, the Lord wanted Jonah to live for him and do what he said. He wanted him to go and tell some people about him, to warn them if they didn't want to live for him, that he was going to kill them. But it was Jonah's enemy. So a lot of times, when you're walking with God, you got to have the love of God, because you might have to help people that you don't like. Oh, y'all don't want to hear that. Keep on living. You know, you can love something, and then it become your test. Oh, Lord, they don't want to hear that. I know you're in love, but that thing will become your test. And you still got to love it and help it. It don't change. Look at Jonah. Look at Jonah, chapter 2, 1-4.
Then Jonah prayed unto the Lord his God out of the fish's belly.
Oh, hold up now. I don't think they got that. Okay. Now, you're going through a problem, and it's still going on right now. And then we come to you and say, let's pray. You know, y'all don't understand what I'm going through. So the Bible say, now, Jonah didn't do what God said do. So they throwed him off the boat, and there was a fish down there, a whale down there. Throwed him in his mouth, swallowed him. Now Jonah is inside the belly of the fish, praying to God. Tell somebody, you got to pray in the middle of your hell. You got to pray in the midst of your trouble. God ain't going to fix nothing. And then you're talking about, I ain't finna live for you till you fix it. No, you're going to have to pray to God in the middle of your trouble. I live for him when he changes. He ain't doing nothing. Jonah in the belly of the whale, going down in the sea. And he inside the fish's belly that got a prayer life. When he wouldn't pray in just living life. So now God got him in a situation. Read.
And said, I cried by reason of my affliction unto the Lord, and he heard me. Out of the belly of hell cried I, and thou heardest my voice. You better learn how to pray while you're in the midst of your trouble. You ain't finna tell God, I'll serve you when you fix this. Well, you know it ain't. He said, you're gonna talk to me now. And you're going to serve me now while you're in the middle of your hell. Because I ain't changing nothing. You're going to talk to Jonah inside of the fish belly. And he crying to God. And he said, out of the belly of hell cried I, and thou heardest my voice. Tell somebody God can hear you now. I don't care nothing about you getting mad. Better straighten up. Because there's some situation. Now here goes Job in a situation that can no human help him. He in the mouth in the belly of a fish who swimming around in the ocean.
I don't care nothing about you catch a whale or whatever. I don't mean you're going to save that man. Read Jonah 2 and 3.
For thou hast cast me into the deep, and in the midst of the seas, and the floods compassed me about. All thy billows and thy waves passed over me. Then I said, I am cast out of thy sight, yet I will look again towards thy holy temple.
Okay, now, so that means things got worse. And then he started changing his conversation. He said, now he didn't cry. He said he heard his voice. But it's something else he said in this fourth verse that changed. He said, then I said, I am cast out of the sight, yet I will look again towards the holy temple. I'm finna come to church. If you get me out of this here, I'm gonna live. You ain't got to worry about me. But right now I'm praying. While I'm in hell, I'm praying. But when you let me out, I'm finna live for you. I'm gonna go straight to your church and I'm gonna live there because I know what you can do. You can make life worse or you can make life better. Are y'all listening to me? Somebody tell the Lord thank you. Everywhere he went, it was trouble. Everywhere Jonah went, it was trouble. Matter of fact, it was a whole tempest, a whole hurricane, a typhoon was just right there over that boat. It wasn't even over the land. It was just right there on that boat. That's why the other people on the boat realized, wait a minute, something ain't right on this boat. The typhoon ain't over there. It ain't over there. It's just right here on this boat. Somebody on here ain't right. See, now this thing's supposed to be all over the land. How a typhoon gonna be right here on our boat? Somebody here ain't right. So how can a person be going through something? Somebody ain't right. And he just want to get them right. Tell somebody God just want to get you right. That's all he's trying to do. It ain't there for you to lose your mind and be all discombobulated and tell me I can't live without you. Oh, yes, you can. You can't live without Jesus. And he's showing you ain't going to be happy without him. You ain't going to have no peace without him. And ain't going to be no love. I don't care how much sex you have. It ain't going to be no love without him. You need some loving. There's everlasting and everlasting. Not no just temporary thing. Everlasting and everlasting. Forever and ever and ever love. And you still hooked on this temporary stuff. I want me something forever. Let me tell you why I serve God. He better than me. He loved me better than I love myself. He know me better than I know me. Because I told him I couldn't take it. He said, yes, you can. I can't take this no more. Somebody here know what I'm talking about. I said, Lord, I'm too dumb to do this. How you going to pick me? I ain't smart as them people. I ain't good as them people. I ain't good enough. Lord, I just came here to be saved. I ain't come here to do nothing else. How you want to use me like that? Do you know how ignorant I am? He said, yes. You just right. I remember the Lord told me, he said, you just right for me. You dumb enough for me. You dumb enough to obey me. You ain't too smart when you try to figure out everything. I could just say it to you and you just do it. You ain't trying to think your way out. I'm dumb enough to follow him. I ain't trying to figure him out. Lord, I thank you. You too smart. I don't understand why this is happening. I don't understand. It don't matter. I got Jesus now. I don't care nothing about who get mad and what happened. I got Jesus. Why? Because when I was finna lose it, everything, he came and pulled me out of my state of mind. You could be stuck in a state of mind. He pulled me out of that state of mind. I said, man, I didn't get my mind back. You know, a person losing their mind. He didn't give me my mind back. He gave me his mind. when you got to put up with some folks, when you got to go through some things for him, when you got to love in loveless places and find comfort in uncomfortable places. You got to deal with people that you normally wouldn't deal with. You got to put up with stuff you normally wouldn't put up with. Somebody here know what I'm talking about. You tell man, don't you know if I was in the world, I'd have been left you. It wouldn't have been no thought about it. I would have had a party about leaving you. That would have been a party. And then you walk with God and say, This is who you're gonna love. This is who you're gonna deal with. This is who I put you with. This is the church I put you with. You're gonna love these people. Why? Because your life finna change. Your life finna change. I see the hurt on you. Now this is the stuff I be talking about. I feel her hurt. Some people you can feel hardness from them, and they hard. And I just don't say nothing. I don't bother them. They just hard niggas. That's what they is. So they dogs. Yo dog. I'm a dog. I don't bother with them, but I feel your hurt. You don't know. And all of it is just to get you to God. Y'all love the Lord? Psalms 4 in your Bible. Psalm 4 and 3. I know a lot of intelligent people, they don't like me saying nigger and so forth. When Jesus was talking to the farmers, he taught farm talk and so forth. You so busy talking above people's head, they can't even relate to what you're right in your communication. But I am talking to some niggas. I know you're not one, but I am talking to some niggas. But before it all over with, they're gonna be a child of God. They ain't gonna be niggas no more. Are you listening to me? Now I ain't talking about these people in here now. I'm talking about you who listening to me. Y'all love the Lord? Psalms 4 and 3. Read.
But know that the Lord has set apart him that is godly for himself. The Lord will hear when I call unto him. Stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed, and be still, Salah. Offer the sacrifices of righteousness, and put your trust in the Lord. There be many that say, Who will show us any good? Lord, lift thou up the light of the countenance upon us. Thou hast put gladness in my heart, more than in the time that the corn in their wine increaseth. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety.
So he said, now understand what I'm doing. For right now, I'm setting you apart for myself. So chaos is in your life because I chose you, and I'm prepping you for just me. So I'm not bringing your posse with you. I'm not bringing what you want. Right now, I just want you. That's it. I set them apart that are godly for himself. You're saying, well, I want to bring this with me. I want to bring this with me. No, right now it's just you. It's you. See, I'm setting you apart for myself. So, but you still want to hold on to your friends over here, this here over here, over here, and then he said, well, won't y'all come on? Come on. No. He said, I ain't really dealing with them right now. It's you I want. And then if you come and I put my light in you, then if you let your light shine over here, And then possibly whoever I want to come with you, then they come. Tell somebody right now, God wants you. It's you who he wants. You can't bring all your buddies and everybody. They ain't coming. He wants you. And that's another issue when a person can't have their way. Come on with me. I wanted all my friends, all my dope smoking friends. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was a person. I had a small circle in the world, so I wasn't the person who just outstanding with everybody. I had a little small circle, people who did what I did. When I first got saved, I wanted all of them people in him. Some came when I first got saved. A few came when I first got saved. They got saved. Some didn't come till years later. When I prayed my cousin Derek in, that was years later. I don't know if you remember, Derek. You were walking down 8th Street, and I was at the door of the church over there on 8th Street. You remember that? I said, Derek, that was my cousin. I'm coming out of prayer, praying, Lord, save my family. And then here come my cousin walking past the church. I'm coming out, and hollering, Derek. God will send little signs of who he wants. It's just that when people don't like who God chooses. It was my cousin Derek. I wanted the Lord save my family. Then I'm walking out the church. Hey, he come walking right in front of the church. I said, come on. I planted a seed in him. You can always come to God. It's a life that he lived. It's a life that God wants you to live. Let's notice that Psalms 9 and 10. Read.
And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee, for thou, Lord, hast not forsaken them that seek thee.
Psalms 37 and 3. I want you to notice this Psalm 37, and we're gonna jump in it. Let's go to the 3rd verse.
Trust in the Lord and do good, so shall thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed.
5th verse.
Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass.
7th verse.
Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass.
So the whole thing is God telling you, this is how I want you to come to me. Come to me this way. Trust me. I know right now it don't look too good. I know things look like it just ain't getting no better. He said, just trust me. He said, I'm going to make it right. He said, but when you come, commit thy way unto the Lord. He said, trust me. He said, I'm going to bring it to pass. Tell somebody you got to commit your ways to God. That's what you got to do. He's saying, I'll bring it to pass. I'll fix some stuff for you. You can't fix it yourself. You can't change this situation yourself. He said, come to me. Commit yourself to me, and then I'm going to change you, and then I'll bring some things to pass in your life. There's some things that I wish it would be this way. I wish it would be this way. And you try so hard, but it ain't working out that way. He said, I want to get the glory. So I'll bring it to pass. And then you ain't going to tell nobody, you know what? I just did everything they said do. I gave them my whole check. I bought them a car. I took care of them. And then I just got them. I came to God and I did what he said. And at first, it didn't look too good. And I held on. And then God fixed my situation. Y'all love the Lord? Tell him thank you. Tell somebody I want to do better. I want to do better. Let's take some time. We're in a very crucial time now. Very crucial time. This whole process of you can't deal with a virus. A virus is in the atmosphere. You can't approach it like you approach chicken pox or measles. Okay, you got chicken pox is in your skin, measles in your body. So you give a shot, and then you can see the bumps go away. You can see the chicken pox go away. Okay, but you're dealing with a virus. It's a noisy pestilence in the air. So a shot don't stop what's in the air. A shot can maybe deal with what's on your body. You know, you got the measles ain't nothing but a bunch of bumps. You know, that's contagious, which is the virus inside of you. So now you're dealing with something you can't see. Who's seen corona? Besides them little pictures they show you of the little sticky horns out, the little round ball. And so, you know what I'm saying? Floating around, he floating around now. You know what I'm saying? You think a shot gonna deal with it. Now let's be for real. Now you need to come on. I believe if you stand close to me, I can put this on, and you're gonna feel my air. So you actually think, you know, you breathe, you know, sure. If their breath stink enough, you're gonna smell it anyhow. And then they ain't gonna wear the mask because they can't stand their own breath. Like, okay, we put the mask on, but you're still breathing. You're breathing through the mask. So how you think the virus ain't gonna come through the mask? This don't make no sense. You know. I feel the air. This is my own test, you know. I'm just testing in front of y'all, you know. You put your mask on and then just blow and see, do you feel anything? Y'all love the Lord? Tell somebody I want to be saved. If I had to give up myself. I had to give up me. And it hurt. I had to give up my thoughts of success, who was going to be a part of my life. I had to let God come and reconstruct everything. And I had to go through a series of tests to fix this in my life, to fix this in my life. Matter of fact, it was a test that made me come to God. So now I had to go through tests to fix this, and this. And it made me who I am. I love what he loved. I hate what he hates. That's why a person don't have to love me, and I can help them. They don't have to like me. I can still help them. If he love them, I'm going to love them. He said help them, I'm going to help them. It ain't got nothing to do with me. When your whole life, so I can even talk about the way you eat. The way you eat, it still satisfies you. Your taste buds lead you into foreign objects. And so now a virus can come into your body. It says, hey, I can live here because it's foreign objects in here, and they don't be rejected in here. You know, that last doctor, he named some of the stuff I told you all to get, the vitamin C, the zinc, you know, and they discredit him. Yeah, they discredit him, you know. I put it on my Facebook page. They discredit him. He said, that's all you got to do. You see, then when he talking about preventive measures, And that's what I was doing with you all, doing preventive measures. I ain't talking about waiting until you get corona and then you want to do, where the herb, where the sun. Man, you need to put down the pork chop. And your Impossible Whopper. Put it down. Yes. Because Bill Gates done got his hands in it. He got his hand in it. Then it done changed that. Now there is a plant-based burger. There is a plant-based. But sometime I'll send y'all the information. Y'all love the Lord? Tell the Lord thank you. Well, I can tell you a little something. Titanium dioxide, you use it in paint. Methcellulose, you use it in laxatives and bulking agents. Propylene glycol, you use it in e-cigarettes. Ferric phosphate, use it in pesticides. Magnesium carbonate, you use it in fire extinguisher. That's in some of your vegan meat. That's how they make it. So now we have to do the research to find out who is really plant-based. You know, they do have the plant-based one they eat, but are we just eating the vegan one that they put together with these ingredients, which is another system to just kill. You don't realize that they want to change everything. And to be honest with you, I must say that it is Satan's opportunity now, because he is getting his chance to be reign on earth for 7 years. And he's trying to imitate God. So now when he comes, his mission is to steal, kill, and destroy. Do y'all love the Lord? Tell the Lord thank you. So let me help you spiritually and naturally, because there's a way that you can, with God. I can't tell you how to do this without it. So I'm not the one to talk about plant-based living and say, well, all you got to do is just eat this, or all you got to do is just take this herb, then you ain't got to worry about nothing. I have never done that. Every step that I took, it was with God. So I can tell you, you're going to take God and certain herbs and eating lifestyle and so forth. Then you ain't got to worry about none of this corona stuff. You ain't got to worry about it. Tell somebody God first. And then you start eating, you know. I went in that sun today, boy, it was like, ooh. It was like I stuck my hand in the electric socket. And then you could just feel. Now, when you start doing that, you start dealing with reverse aging look. You start looking, you're dealing with the vitamin D coming in your body. And then the vitamin D coming. If you drink your water, which will puff up your skin. And once the water puff up your skin, and then you go and get in the sun, it's like an ironing board. Start ironing the wrinkles out, ironing the look out, the complexion out, like an ironing board. You know, when them clothes real wrinkled, you spray a little mist on it, and then it make it easy. Then that thing, you know, y'all put some starch on it to be like cardboard. You know, then that thing be looking straight. You know, So you put a little water in you, which will flush out your system. You put no, let me change that. You put a lot of water in you, and then you get in that sun. It's like an ironing board. It start doing reverse aging appearance. That's what it do. And you got them wrinkles coming up. You got a couple of chins coming up and going on. You know, you got a neck here and another neck over here and so forth. Then it start reversing. And then the girl ain't working no more. Yeah. Y'all love the Lord? Tell the Lord thank you. Now,